When I first arrived in Africa and I stepped foot on the African soil, I could breathe for the first time in my life. I felt the spirituality of my ancestors who came before me. I felt the spirituality of true life. I felt the spirituality of all that is good in the universe. It was the most phenomenal experience I could ever experience. Yes, I've had my hardships in the UK. Yes, I've met some toxic, inhumane cowards, but nothing beats the experience of being connected to the motherland. The land that is basically the reason why this whole entire world, this realm, possibly the universe, is functioning properly or just in general. It was a heartwarming and phenomenal experience, and I'll never forget that. And the reason I'll never forget that is because I'm still here. And every single day, I ground myself on African soil, and it heals me from all of my traumas. It helps me progress as a man. It keeps me focused so I don't get easily distracted. And it keeps me in a warrior-like state when evil approaches, to let evil know you will not enter this realm, you will not enter this being, a la Reggie Haynes. And I'm just so honored and grateful for the opportunity to be in the motherland, where all things, in my honest opinion, are phenomenal when it comes in regards to the natural resources that are here and just the phenomenal energy and spirituality that is here. This is vlog number 1. I was in Zimbabwe. There were a lot of bad things happening. You know, I was going broke. I was surrounded by fiends and people who wanted to take. Now, if they watch this, they're going to lie and say, no, Reggie, we never tried. Shut the fuck up. So, excuse my French, but please, just for your own sake, just shut up, because the more and more you talk lies, the more and more stupid you look. I was surrounded by so many fucked up people. There were so many negative situations that were happening. People looked at me as a goddamn ATM machine. Prime example, one of the places where I lived at, people were scamming me. I ended up finding out that the prices that they charge other people were cheaper than the rates they were charging me, because I came from America. Their excuse was, well, he needs to help us because he has more money, and I was going broke in the process. So for all those people that's watching from the West, be on the lookout for scammers. And I was lucky enough to be around people who actually wanted to help me rather than take from me. They might have been in on it too, but not long enough for me to get the hell out of there. Thankfully enough, I found my African parents, and they said, Reggie, get the hell out of Zimbabwe because these people are weak as fuck and they're messed up. I broke away and went to Malawi. Now, mind you, in the process, I think it was the end of September, I had a relative of mine who I've always loved and always dedicated my life to. I had their parent. I had another female who barely knew me, a melanated queen who actually worked in Hollywood, who was very well known. I had somebody who claimed to be my mother, and everybody, this one day, everybody was ganging up on me. Reggie, you're despicable. Reggie, you're a failure. All of these things coming from these same people who, at this point, I noticed even growing up when I had my cousins and shit. Excuse me, my cousins, need to stop cursing. They would always support me until I disagreed with them on one thing. And when I disagree with people, they start showing me who they really are. One of the individuals, you need to take your ass back home to America and get the fuck out of Africa. That was their exact words. And they will lie when they see this and say that is not true, but I remember. Insults last a long time, remember that shit. I heard this. I didn't use it as motivation. I just remember what the fuck this person said. I remember things started working out well for me in Malawi. I got a job, a great job, because they were saying, you're never going to find a job out there in Africa. If you think so, you're crazy. Things aren't going to work well for you out there in Africa. Just trying to shit on Africa so much. And then eventually I called this person. I said, hey, everything you said that it wasn't going to happen, happened. Oh, well, that's good, Reggie. Shut the fuck up. You were wrong. You call yourself a spiritual advisor. All of these people call themselves mentors and spiritual advisors, and then they want to make the excuse, hey, we're not perfect. Stop with that shit. If you aren't in a good place to help people progress, don't say anything at all. That's my motto. I ignored all those people. I ended up finding people who believed in me, believed in my work, and they know that my mentality is always, it's about we and not me. Along the way, man, you're gonna find a lot of people who are slave-minded. And the funny thing about this story is the people that I've come back to, they would tell me, Reggie, I don't remember saying none of that. I don't even worry. I got it recorded in my phone. And when they hear themselves, they don't have nothing to say, right? I don't document things to put people on blast or publicly humiliate them, because the people I'm talking about, you will never know who they are, the ones watching right now. But I document it to remind me why I don't involve them in my life, whether it be in certain situations or just in general anymore. And I'm so proud of myself because I don't have to be enslaved to anyone or anything. I'd rather die and be homeless, and I've actually gone through that. And hopefully I don't have to go through that again. I get asked this question all the time. What is my relationship with my parents like? Okay, my response is mind your business. No, my relationship let me start with my father. My father is probably the most wisest man I've ever met in my life. He's hardworking. He's a great father to his family, and you know, just a great leader for his family. And he is a very, very wise man. I will say this too as well. If there are people who go out publicly and, you know, try to find dirt on, you know, my name or my family's name, shame on you, and the shame on the old Reggie who used to do that, because there's no honor in public humiliation. That's what slaves do. That's what inhumane cowards do. And one thing you will not catch me do nowadays, or it shouldn't have been any day of my life, is publicly humiliate or shame someone who has definitely been a pivotal point in my life, who has been a phenomenal being and a phenomenal part of my life. So my father has definitely done that, and I'm honored, you know, for him being a part of my life.
And welcome back. Get Up and Go continues right here on 2. And you with me, Ray. And of course in the studios, I've got a guest, Reggie. Good morning.
Good morning, King. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking, man. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome. And people are there asking, so who's this? Who's Reggie? Who is Reggie?
Well, Reggie Haynes is somebody who loves his African people globally. And of course, I live in the motherland now. And everything that I do, whether it's entertainment, motivation, whatever, I always try to focus on the message and not the messenger. And the message is that all of our African people globally are phenomenal, and we should treat each other and ourselves accordingly.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know,
when it comes in regards to my mom, I mean, it would take me, it would probably take me 1 million documentaries in order to explain how much my mom means to me. Bottom line, my mom is a phenomenal woman who, I've had a lot of relationships. Mind you, I've never had a successful relationship in my life, right? I'm over, right? For those people who watch sports, I've never been successful with the relationship. And a lot of these women blame it on the relationship I've had with my mom. My mom's relationship, my mom and I's relationship has been a roller coaster ride. But one thing about my mom that I love is to where she's the only woman who's never abandoned me. No matter how tough times got, she's never abandoned me. I can't say the same for the women who, you know, mind you, they had issues in their lives with their parents, and they were quick to, you know, pin it all on Reggie and his mother's relationship being the cause of why we're no longer together. And I'm just like, okay, but the difference is between my mom and them, my mom would never abandon me. I've had mothers who have come into my life, mothers. Oh, I'm your mother. Oh, you're my son. One incident, they'll disown me. My mom and I have gotten into many incidents, and my mom's never disowned me. You know, she's even told me, like, Reggie, there's been times I want to throw my hands up, you know, and she's never done that. So with all that being said, if I were to live this life again, which I hope I do not come back to this realm at all, I would never replace my mom, because I feel like there's only one person who can raise me in a phenomenal way, and that is her. A person who will never abandon me. You know, when one thing I love about my mom, she's probably the first and only woman who I've seen on a consistent basis take accountability for her actions and for her wrongs and right her wrongs. She is a phenomenal queen who deserves all the love and the respect. And when you see the talents of me, it's not just my ancestors, it's just not the people who raised me, it's not the people who I was around growing up. A lot of it has to do with my father, and a lot of it has to do with my mother. Without them, there is no me, and I'm so grateful for both of my parents.